Assalamualaikum to Madam Rukaya. I'm Nur Anizakia. My case study is about how motivation among teachers helps students to succeed. I chose this topic because I observed that many students struggle with a lack of excitement and love for learning. This lack of motivation often leads to other issues such as poor attendance, which in turn affect student engagement. Since student engagement is a key factor in academic success, I want to explore how motivated teachers can positively influence this aspect of learning. Next, the research objective for my case study is: first, I want to explore how teacher motivation influences student engagement and contributes to their overall success in learning. The second objective is I want to identify the pedagogical strategies employed by motivated teachers that enhance student engagement and foster their academic and emotional success. The theory that related with my case study is self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan. This self-determination theory emphasizes the role of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation in human behavior. It suggests that when teachers are intrinsically motivated, they create a more engaging and supportive learning environment, which enhances student motivation and academic success. The autonomy, competence, and relatedness needs in STD to contribute to the effective teaching and student engagement. Next theory is the social learning theory by Bandura. This theory states that learning occurs through observation, imitation, and modeling. A motivated teacher serves as a role model, demonstrating enthusiasm, perseverance, and patience for learning, which can inspire students to develop similar attitudes toward their education. And the last theory is constructivist by Lev Vygotsky. His theory emphasizes the importance of social interaction in learning. He introduced the concept of the zone of proximal development, which highlight the role of a knowledgeable mentor guiding the students through challenging tasks. So this is the 5 sources of my literature review for my case study. I use these 5 articles. Okay, so for the literature review, this article shows how teacher motivating style affects student motivation and engagement in STEM. In simple terms, this article explores how the way teachers interact with students influence their willingness to learn and participate. And in this article, the researcher used a method observation. The researcher just observed how the teacher teach in STEM classroom and noted their motivating styles. So from this research that has done by this researcher, I found out that the teachers that provide the clear instruction could help the student engagement. It makes them more understand about the instruction given. And I also found out that giving too much freedom to the student can affect student motivations. And the last one, the teacher must create a less pressure and more supportive learning environments. Now let's move on to the methodology. The method I am using is a qualitative research method. I conduct interviews with teachers to collect the data. Then the collected data will be analyzed using thematic analysis, which allow me to identify the patterns and themes related to the teacher motivation and student success. So this is the sampling for my case study. The data collection process consists of this following steps. The first step is the participation selection, then having the interview session, then the data collection. Next is the thematic analysis, and then the last one is conclusion and reporting. Here are the 10 interview questions that I used to gain insight from teachers. Okay, so let's look to the findings. The similarities that I found during this interview is: first is student-centered motivation, where the teacher 1 is primarily motivated to continue teaching, while teacher 2 is design lesson according to student needs and interests. The next point is emphasize on engagement, which is the teacher one focus on enthusiasm and willingness, while the teacher two use curiosity that driven question and interactive learning approach. The next point is the individual support. Teacher 1 emphasizes that guiding students choose the right path, while the teacher 2 adjusts a teaching method based on different learning styles. And the last similarity that I could found is the preparation as a key factor, which is we could see that teacher 1 highlight that the preparation enhance the teaching effectiveness and engagement, while the teacher 2 prepares in advance by sharing materials and structuring lesson strategically. So the differences is the first one is motivation for teaching lesson. The teacher one's sense of responsibility and initial preparation drive motivation, while the teacher two use curiosity driven question and interactive learning to stay motivated. The next one is student engagement. The teacher one emphasize enthusiasm and motivation in class, while the teacher two start lesson with thought-provoking question and experiments. And the last one is teaching strategies. The teacher one morally focus on inspiring students through motivation and personal encouragement, while the teacher to adapt pedagogy based on student abilities using hands-on learning and problem-solving tasks. So the main finding that could be found in this case study is the teacher enthusiasm is important because of why this teacher enthusiasm is a key factor that makes the learning fun, engaging, and inspiring. So this is the evidence that support my main findings, which is the enthusiasm. Based on the article by Diwali and Lee 2021 said that the teacher enthusiasm is contagious and can directly affect student emotions, while the other articles that supports this main finding is it says that enthusiastic teaching methods can increase student engagement. The enthusiastic teaching methods can increase student enjoyment, leading to better engagement and learning outcomes. So what I could summarize from this research is the impact of teacher motivation on student success could enhance the student engagement and participation. It could also improve the academic performance and emotional well-being. And it creates a positive and inspiring learning environment. And it also boosts student confidence and motivations. From this research, I could find the effective teaching strategies, which is it has four teaching strategies, which is the student-centered learning approaches, the interactive and hands-on activities, the individualized support based on learning style, and the enthusiastic and engaging teaching methods. The last one is the role of teacher preparation. The well-prepared lesson could improve the teaching effectiveness, and the strategic lesson structuring enhance the student interest, and the adaptability in teaching methods support the diverse learner. Okay, for the future research, I want to explore on the role of technology, which is I want to know how the gamification and interactive learning platform compared to human enthusiasm in engaging students. And I also want to know about the cross-cultural analysis, where does the teacher-student relationship could differ based on cultural expectation of authority and respect. So the recommendation that I could suggest is the parents must encourage a love for learning at home. So when the student came to school, they willingness to give their participations and engagement in the classroom. And not just for the parents, the student itself must take a responsibility for learning. Next is the school and educational institutions must create a positive school culture and provide training, mentorship to keep the teachers motivated. And the last one is the education ministry and government. The education ministry and government must increase the teacher salary and benefits to avoid the teachers feel less motivated